so and so, or to trust the process, or what have you, when unfortunate things happen. How do you trust? Who do you trust in when you don't have answers? That's a tough one. It really is. I could go on and on about different things, like my dad, for example, and how he left me at the age. He served a God that is good when he was taken. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, and that's a tough one. That is a really that's going to be one of those that will bog you down if you're not careful, because it you don't have a clear cut answer. It's cliche to say, "Oh, yeah, no, I trust and believe God's good," but to know it in your heart is a totally different thing. It's like this car situation, right? You bring it down to the shop, and you say, "It looks good, it's running fine," and then you get out on the road. It's not fine. It's not working right. And it's trust when you don't know what else to do. When you're not, when you don't have all the answers, are you still going to trust? Are you still going to be in faith? That's a question right there. And if the answer is no, what are you believing in? What are you putting your hope in? That's really the question in all of this. See, it's easy to bum through life and say, "Well, I don't know." To go through life thinking that you got everything all figured out, when you don't. It's just kind of one of those deals where it's like, having all the answers to why you go, you're not told. It's almost as if, through that whole process, you're being matured, you're being developed into something bigger and better down the road. You're being you are growing into something else that is going to be of a greater fruit, a greater benefit down the road. But in that process of growing, it's not fun. It's not pretty. But in the end, it's a beautiful thing. It's like, I I will never know or understand or comprehend everything that happens to me or has happened to me this year, or even beyond that, with my dad or even my grandpa 7 years ago. Never understand the whys. Why this happened? Why that happened? Why you didn't get this job over here? Why this person just up and left and everything was fine? But you know what? Trust, trust, trust. Sounds crazy though to be able to say, "Hey, I'm going to trust God. Trust and believe the process. Trust and believe that everything will be all right." When in fact, is it really all right or not? So, oh, that's just a question. I think sometimes you have to ask that question, because, and it's okay to say, "You know what, I really don't know," because that's just where you're at right now. You're growing, you're maturing, you're developing into something bigger and better. And the reality is that we're all a work in progress. We're all under construction, whether or not you want to believe it or not. It sounds crazy as it is, but it's the truth. You're never going to be complete and entire until you get to that, until you, on that day, and God Himself will stand right before you, and you believed and trusted God your whole life to the best of your ability. He says, welcome home, child of God, child of mine. Welcome home, son or daughter. And that's a refreshing thing to think about that. Like, here is the creator of the universe standing before you. It gives chills up my spine. I don't know about you, but think about it for a second. Like, it's so easy to get so dialed in, locked into what we are going through, our situations, our circumstances, our life in general, that can bog us down with whatever is trying to cloud out our view of life. Know that regardless of the situation, I believe God has created a way out, a way of escape, that if we really took the time to think about and really reflect on everything, you'd be like, wow. Always remember this, that every day is a gift. That it's a gift that is given to you, and it's never to be given to you again until the next day, and the next day, and the day after that, and so on. I think there's a lot of people out there that forget those small things that are value. Because I think about all the people that were fine one day, next day they're not. Next day they're in a hospital bed. Next day they're 6 feet under. I mean, it's crazy to think that yes, I know people personally that they were fine one day going along life, and all of a sudden life hits them. Something happened. And there's no answers. And it's like, and now their reality is no longer being able to do the things that they were doing the day before, but now their reality is going to the doctor, going to treatments. They can't walk anymore. Different things. And it's like trying to make sense of a world when you don't have the answers to save your life. Being okay with that. And that is a hard thing. That's a hard concept to have, to be where you don't trust, where you can say, yes, I trust in a higher power. I trust there's a better way. I trust in everything that is going on in my life. And know that regardless of that, you have everything you need to be a success in life. And if you got everything to be if you have everything, and